Going back through last week's Nebraska game, it was really exciting to come out and start as fast and as well as we did, really in all parts of the game, to come out and just execute so well in a big game and in a rivalry game. I thought, all parts were really going. We start off with a great kickoff return for great field position. Offense again scores first possession. Defense, three of the first 5 possessions come up with a touchdown and two other turnovers and actually 2 other punts. So to be up 35-0 in the first quarter, you're doing a lot good. And offensively, we had our balance run and pass. I thought we did a good job really in both areas and took care of the football again. So went through the entire game. Again, I thought Sam Bradford was again exceptional with 5 TD passes and over 300 yards again passing. Running the ball, Chris Brown, DeMarco Murray again were great. Those guys were players of the game, along with Trent Williams up front was recognized from the coaches as well. And Quentin Chaney also, with 5 catches over 100 yards, did great, really played well. And then defensively, Frank Alexander, one of the defensive players of the game, had a great game along with Dom Franks as far as players of the game. And anyway, it was a good, solid game and a good win. And it moves us on now to another game further down the road, going down to A&M. A&M in the last few games is really, coming on. You could see in the Colorado game, they're really played well. Their quarterback, Jared Johnson, continues to do well and get better and make improvement and more comfortable. Makes good decisions, makes very few mistakes. They take care of the football. And Joe Kynes, their defensive coordinator, I think does a really good job, very disciplined in their structure and what they do. And so going down there, it's always a challenge. We've got to be focused, and prepared during the week to be at our best as we go down there like always.
Do you think in some of the games now, Bob, as a coach, that the current system, that not only you got to win on some of these games, but you got to have style points?
Well, I think that's been the case for quite a while now. But again, it's your style points, who you're playing, where you're playing, who you're playing against, all of that I'm sure matters and is to some people taken into consideration.
Last 3 games, you've had some emotional ties to the opponent, whether it be from the head coach or having coached there previously. You don't this week. Is there any different approach and mindset?
No, our mindset is always the same.
Style points is what I'm talking about.
Well, how many style points do you need? You have 62 points. You have 59 or 8 points. There's still a respect for the game and all. And I don't look at any of that. We do the very best we can to play. To play well. But then when we have been in the fourth quarter in those instances, we have, for the most part, burned the clock and did whatever's necessary to get out of the game. And this week going down to A&M, we don't look at anything that way. It's a challenge. Again, we've just got to focus all week on being the very best we can be and having that kind of energy we've had going on the road and being ready to play.
Coach, Jaworski Lane has been used tailback, fullback. Doesn't seem like he's using him much this year. Comment on you.
Yeah, he's still a strong physical presence, and he has been used in both positions. So you just got to be aware of him when he's in there, and regardless though of who's in there, you've just got to defend your gaps, take people on the way you're supposed to, and have the proper position.
Coach, you've had a great record against A&M, 8-1. But talk about the series, about the atmosphere there at Kyle Field.
Well, it's always exciting. They got a excellent stadium, excellent tradition with all of their, I guess, they cadets or whatever. I think that's what they call them. But anyway, they've got an interesting tradition in that just all the different calls they've got, and I sit around before the game and pay attention to them and watch some of them and try and figure out what they're doing. But they all seem to know what they're doing, so more power to them. Good credit to them. They do a good job with it.
Coach, Duke Robinson went to the locker room in the first half. He came back out and played. Is that just an equipment thing or something with him?
Yeah. He's okay. Had something minor something to check out, but it was fine.
Brody
Not equipment, but injury. But
Brody will
it's
get to
not
play this
injury.
week. Sorry, Brody.
Brody, likely. He didn't re-hurt anything, so we're going to bring him along through the week, and then try and give him more towards the end of the week.
Manny, too?
Yes, same thing. Again, it's just going to be how he, if he feels comfortable, how comfortable he feels by Thursday.
Coach, the impact of Austin English and how you'll make up for that?
Well, obviously, it hurts. You don't want to lose any of your starters or main characters or players. Those, Austin's having an excellent year, and so it's disappointing, and we're disappointed for him for sure. But in the end, you just have to keep moving on. And Frank Alexander, the only thing that gives you a great feeling is the last 3 games he's been recognized as one of our players of the game, or a guy that's really had a positive impact on the game. And last week as well, a sack, 2 or 3 batted balls, a couple more pressures, tackles for loss. He's really playing well. So, Frank will just have to step it up and he's going to get more snaps, obviously, and then the other guys in there have to come on and help as well.
Coach, A&M with a pretty young offensive line, so then how big of a role even is Alexander going to play this week?
Well, he and everyone up front. It's always a major role in every competition is the battle up front, whether it's your offensive line or your defensive line and linebackers. So, our offensive line and tight ends, fullbacks, all of those guys. It's getting to the quarterback, protecting the quarterback, all that's being able to run the ball or not run the ball. That's always a major issue in games.
With it being an elbow or arm injury or whatever it was with Frank, he's probably been able to stay in pretty good condition running and things like that, even when he wasn't able to throw.
He has. But you know how it is. It's still game speed and game conditions. It's hard to simulate. But he is in good shape. He runs, we do our conditioning and all. He's run well.
Last night, Barack Obama advocates an 18 playoff. Is that important to you? Have a president that wants a playoff?
I've come about full circle. I anymore I can see whether we'll ever get to it or not, but just what the difference is in non-conference scheduling, whether you have some difficult games or some people don't, and then the strengths of different and then your schedule strengths of different conferences. Some conferences no championship game, others do. So it's I see anymore. I've come full circle. So I'm with you guys. I'm back for it. But again, that's something though that I still see. It's timing wise and with the schedule and number of games, I don't know. It's still going to be difficult to put together.
Wouldn't you have to eliminate the conference championship games, or everybody have one?
You would think, but I doubt that'll happen. They'd probably, some would still have them, some wouldn't, but you'd still have 8 teams at the end that have a chance to get in. I don't know. How that'd play out. To be honest with you, a lot of questions to it.
I think most of your players were like that, or
Now, this is my last question on this. I'm not going to spend my, probably.
because most of the
Probably.
time players act like they want to go home for a little bit.
Well, I know some probably would, some wouldn't. There's a lot to it, of course, and then regardless what anyone says, you've got finals and leading up to finals during that time. It put a strain on the players, probably to some degree, for sure.